University of Michigan with us. She's come out with her own set of statistics a long time back and has consistently argued that there was an undercount in India. Dr. Rajiv Dasgupta with us as well, Dr. Sunila Garg, Dr. Rajiv Jayadevan, Dr. Prabhat Jha, Professor Gaurav Ballabh of the Congress, and we've got PKD Nambiar who supports the BJP. Let me go across the stations and experts monitoring this. Do we need to come clean on how many people really died? The difference between 5.2 lakh and 47 lakh is colossal.
Vishnu, there is no doubt that a number which the government is putting up is like a 500,000, little above the 500,000 figure, may not be accurate, I'm sure, and it may be much more than that. But the problem is that from the last January to March to today, the number of people who are coming with the different statistics, some people are claiming, the Lancet was talking about 6 times more than the government data, someone is saying 8 times more than the data, someone else is coming and saying it's 10 times. So the figure whichever different agencies are coming up with cannot be trusted at all. So one thing I need to really tell you that yes, of course, such a large country, the impact of COVID was limited to, the severe impact of the COVID was limited to few places. Like as Dr. Jayadevan said, for an example, Kerala was one of the very badly hit places with regard to COVID. But I can tell you, any death in COVID related to COVID would have been registered properly in a place like Kerala, highly 100% literate state.
But you know, the thing is Kerala also recorded their deaths very well.
No, that's precisely. Now coming to the
other
part
states haven't.
So that's precisely the. Secondly, that blaming us, I mean, like Gauravji can definitely blame the central government. Please note that all these data which the government of India published belongs to every state. They give the data to the government of India and the government of India just publishes that data. They do not create that data by themselves. So I think let us not politicize it. But yes, there is one thing is very clear. The data which the government may be saying may not be accurate. It may be much bigger. But the kind of way, for an example, in the case of Vishnu, look at Russia. They are talking about 3 times more. And India, they are talking about 10 times more. The people, it's even worse than, according to the WHO data, we are at par with...
no, not at par. We are number 1 in terms of COVID deaths. It is a terrible number.
With regard to the COVID management.
Okay, 1 second. Dr. Jha, I have very little time. If you can just wrap this up, sir, 30 seconds. I'm sorry, I don't have
I was talking to me and Dr. Javasan on another show just 2 hours before we were discussing the same thing.
Yeah, one sec, PKD. I just want... Yeah, Dr. Jha, go ahead. Yeah.
If the...
Right.
Correct. Vishnu, which is a good idea. In fact, it's a very good idea.
Yeah, but again, we need to be transparent in order for that to happen.
But also one thing more. In India, you need to also be, one thing I am very clearly telling you, when the government has announced there will be some kind of a compensation for the people or being given, most of the people who are affected would have gone for that. So there are clear data by the government as well. You can't just blame the governments, irrespective of any state governments or a national government.
Well, that's something that needs to be looked at. That's something the Supreme Court has also been looking at. The actual rollout of funds for the families who've